Hello, I'm Colleen Pearl the Cool Crone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about the astrology that takes place between April 1st and April 16th. That is from the new moon in Aries to the full moon in Libra. On April 1st, we have a new moon in Aries. There is a sharp distinction between the moon in Pisces and the moon in Aries. Notice that energy is moving forward now. It's more aggressive, and you can feel the impulse to start things. In short, you feel the energy of spring. Chi is in the air. The moon in Aries is bold, impulsive, energetic. It's a period when we feel feisty and maybe a little argumentative. This is when even the meekest of us aren't afraid to take a stand to protect what we believe in. This is a natural time to start all kinds of projects, a wonderful time to channel all that me first energy to initiate change and new beginnings. Just watch out for a tendency to be too impulsive and stress-oriented. This day can be an enjoyable time to chat up friends and family, and it promises to be a vibrant day filled with spontaneity. So go with the flow, don't overschedule yourself, and let things unfold naturally. Like all new moons, you should go within and try to face the shadow issues that are still with you. When you feel the butterflies start to flutter in your tummy, you know you've hit one of the important ones. Now we're going to talk about the planetary ingresses for this period. On April 5th, we have Venus entering the sign of Pisces. Pisces never sees the world in black and white. Rather, it sees it in all the colors of the rainbow. With the goddess of love in Pisces, our love is all-embracing. We are able to forgive and understand. We are seducible and also seductive, and we show compassion to our partners. Venus in Pisces is tender and affectionate, although hard to reach nevertheless, as there is a longing for something that's hard to define, hard to satisfy. Borders and boundaries blur under Venus in Pisces. The shadow side of this position is allowing ourselves to be victimized or deluded, as well as being evasive. Then on March 11th, Mercury enters Taurus. And when Mercury is in Taurus, our thinking is down to earth, solid, and grounded. Common sense reigns over the fanciful thinking. We communicate more deliberately under this influence, and our minds are oriented to the world of the five senses. We prefer the tried and true rather than new ways of thinking. On April 14th, Lilith enters the sign of Cancer. When Lilith enters Cancer, we will feel more secretive about our families, our children, our home life, and our actual secrets. A close guard will be put on these areas while we try to define what each of them means to us. Our ability to connect with others through groups is stimulated, and we may be much more interested in other people's children than usual. Our need to commune in some way with another may push us into unsavory alliances. Be careful of your body now, and do not attempt intimacy with anyone you do not trust. Long-lasting consequences may be forced upon you and change your life. Focus on your home and family. Keep your secrets if that is what you usually do. Examining one's quirks and fetishes will come up during this transit, or you may discover that in other people. In this situation, be kind and do not taunt or tease this person. They may need to keep their secrets too. On the 15th, Mars will enter Pisces. When Mars is in Pisces, we tend to feel less motivated to go after traditional goals and more motivated to pursue spiritual or emotional drives during this cycle. We dislike confrontation during this trend. Our output is variable rather than straightforward, and our energy is similarly a little bit down. We may put others' needs ahead of our own, and our more idealistic side comes to the fore. During this cycle, going for what we want becomes less straightforward and more complicated. And now let's move on to the retrograde planets. There are no retrograde planets until Pluto goes retrograde just before the solar eclipse at the end of April. And now we'll talk about the planetary aspects. On April 1st, Mars will conjunct Saturn at 22 degrees Aquarius, 24 minutes. I'm going to mention the degrees for each of the planetary aspects, and if you have astrological points in your natal chart, either 2 or 3 degrees before or 2 or 3 degrees after that degree that I mentioned, then this may hit you very strongly. All right, so April 1st, Mars conjuncts Saturn. They're both at 22 degrees Aquarius and 24 minutes. This is a low energy transit, although your energy may build up to a seething rage before it's done, and there's actually no outlet for your anger. So this is why it's actually good that this is a very quick transit and does not last very long. So it's best to set yourself up to do something difficult today, something you can really tackle, really get the challenge of, and use that Mars energy and also the Saturn discipline. Focus on tasks, not others, and stay away from any tools that may cut. All right, on the 2nd of April, we have the Sun conjunct Chiron. Now this transit can affect you either way. It can become, you can become bitter and victimized by what you cannot achieve and drown in your sorrows. Or you can gain compassion and wisdom through your own failures and wounds and transcend the typical definition of what you should do in this situation. The highest use of Chiron's energy is helping others in the area that you are struggling with, but not everyone wants to be a teacher. Now, regarding this conjunction, if it's hitting a planet or point in your chart, you may simply be confronted with an area where you can't succeed in the usual way. Chiron is the outsider, and as much of a rebel as Aquarius, but Chiron's rebellion isn't based on breaking the rules. The rules break Chiron, and Chiron's comeback is the alternative healing path or the enhanced wisdom of hard experience. Transiting Chiron will rub you raw. You'll feel insecure, or you may feel victimized. Or you could have the physical feelings of a wound, an accident of some kind. Now pay attention to that feeling because it's your conduit to something bigger, greater compassion, patience, understanding, perhaps a deeper relationship with someone who's already close to you. Chiron adds softness to the sun's pure ego energy, and the sun illuminates what Chiron can do for you. Then on the 2nd, we also have the sun conjunct Mercury, and they are not at the exact same degree. The sun is at 12 degrees Aries 21, and Mercury is at 11 degrees Aries 28. This is a great time for planning and setting goals. Many conversations will take place now which may influence those plans and goals. Travel is favored as your mind may become restless, resulting in a need to change your environment. Don't allow yourself to become overstimulated and just breathe and relax. Let the ideas flow. This is an aspect called cazimi, when Mercury or Venus gets too close to the sun, and it can be overstimulating. So again, I'm going to repeat, don't allow yourself to get overstimulated. Really try to relax. If you do find that you're getting overstimulated, simply breathe and try to relax. All right, moving on the 2nd, we also have Mercury conjunct Chiron. Mercury is at 11 degrees Aries 28, and Chiron's at 12 degrees Aries 21 minutes. So during this transit, you may encounter pain associated with speaking, writing, or other forms of communication, or you may have an extreme sensitivity to communication from others, what people say, how they say it, when they say it. So words can definitely hurt you during this transit. You must learn to use your own voice, your thoughts, your language for healing purposes, and that will be very helpful. Use words and language to heal. This is the journey of getting in touch with your unique voice, learning to open up and talk about your problems. The need to talk about your pain point is very, very important. Talking can be painful. Expressing your thoughts through words can be painful, but working through that pain will allow you to grow. Then on the 4th, we have Venus trining Lilith. Venus is at 21 degrees Aquarius, 50 minutes. Lilith is at 28 degrees Gemini, 50 minutes. This transit means that your deep desires and sexual interests are easily and openly expressed. Even when you push the envelope and express your interests in rebellious ways, your passion and desires are embraced by others. You can be more successful asserting your independence and staying true to your authentic, wild inner nature. On the 7th, we have Mercury sextile Saturn. Mercury is at 12 degrees Aries, 36 minutes. Saturn is at 22 degrees Aquarius, 36 minutes. This harmonious aspect gives people balance and a practical approach to solving problems of everyday life. You'll find that day-to-day life goes on as usual. No outlandish ideas are introduced. Our thinking is clear, straightforward, and systematic. Also on the 7th, we have Mars square the North Node. Mars will be at 24 degrees Aquarius, 24 minutes. And the North Node will be at 24 degrees Taurus and 24 minutes, so exactly square. And the positive thing about this aspect is that it gives people vigor and determination, and it helps you achieve your goals. You can fight with great passion about what is important to you. The negative side of this aspect can cause you tension and frustration because the fighting spirit and the desire to conquer can distract you from the focal point of your life instead of pulling you towards it. On the 8th, we have Mercury sextile Mars. Mercury is at 25 degrees Aries, 11 minutes. Mars is at 25 degrees Aquarius, 11 minutes. So they are exactly sextile. This harmonious aspect strengthens your thinking and gives you the ability to act and think quickly, fast. We're analytical and we're able to do excellent research during this transit, and our thinking is super fast but practical. On the 10th, we have Mercury squaring Pluto. Mercury is at 28 degrees Aries, 30 minutes. Pluto is at 28 degrees Capricorn, 30 minutes. This aspect can cause people to be overly dominated by their opinions and instincts. This results in biased thinking. If you study now, you'll put all your energy into it and consequently may become really exhausted. But your search for truth may convince you that your opinions are the right ones and all others are not. You may be very manipulative during this transit, so watch out for that. On the 10th, Mercury is sextile Black Moon Lilith. Mercury will be at 28 degrees Aries, 30 minutes. Lilith is at 29 degrees Gemini and 29 minutes. So this transit favors the ability to communicate your rebellious ideas fearlessly. The cosmos is on your side, and you can influence others with what you believe and think. Your radical and unique ideas inspire others to follow your lead. During the transit period, you'll find yourself freely voicing your sexual desires and preferences. Lilith leads you to unravel the truth by embracing the intuitive knowledge of the grand universe. Your introspective nature allows you to analyze and comprehend social stigmas and standards logically before reaching any conclusions. Once you understand things, you can reshape ideas and structures accordingly. On the 12th, Jupiter will be conjunct Pisces. This is a big deal, folks. This is a really, really big deal. This doesn't happen all the time. I'll get the exact dates of when the last one was, and I'll put it on the screen. So they're both going to be at 23 degrees of Pisces and 58 minutes. For most of us, this will be a time of charity, helping others, giving of your time, skills, energy, and money to help those less fortunate. Not so much about changing the world, but getting on with the immediate concerns of the suffering. Most likely, you will contribute to or join with humanitarian groups at this time. This transit is continually in orb until the end of June, when Neptune retrogrades and starts to pull away, as Jupiter will be moving forward in Aries. On the negative side of this transit, there are also those who will respond to this energy by looking only at the bright side, or worse, denying difficult circumstances exist. They may even try to capitalize on the suffering of others and exploit it for their own gains. Investing in risky or new ventures is not advised at this time. On the 13th, the Sun will sextile Saturn. Sun will be at 23 degrees Aries, 3 minutes. Saturn will be at 23 degrees Aquarius, 3 minutes. This is a harmonious aspect that gives people the ability to work hard and take on responsibility at work, so we usually act very responsibly during this transit. However, we may also have a low self-esteem at this time and be very hard on ourselves, so watch out for that. Also on the 13th, Jupiter will sextile the North Node. Jupiter will be at 24 degrees Pisces, 7 minutes, and the node will be at 24 degrees Taurus, 7 minutes. And now the positive thing about this aspect is that people are confident in their abilities, and it helps you to overcome challenges in life. Your life challenges are often connected to a profound sensory experience, and it will give you luck on your life's journey. The negative side of this is that you may be overconfident about what you can achieve in your life, and you may make impulsive decisions and choices that actually take you off your chosen path. On the 14th, Neptune will sextile the node. Neptune's at 24 degrees Pisces, 2 minutes. The node is at 24 degrees Taurus, 2 minutes. The positive thing about this aspect is that people may be very sure of their decisions, and this will help them overcome life challenges. Pure spirituality becomes the focus of their life with this transit in force and when it connects to your natal chart. On the 15th, Mars will trine Black Moon Lilith. Mars will be at 0 degrees of Pisces, 1 minute. Lilith will be at 0 degrees of Cancer, 1 minute. During this time, you can easily funnel your passion into rebellious and ambitious endeavors. You can impulsively strike out in new directions, and rather than causing conflict, your determination and focus gains you further respect. You are seen by others as being courageous and a groundbreaking rebel. On April 16th, we have the full moon in Libra. Now, we'll talk about this in the next full moon video, so I'm not going to say very much about it now. Now, I am going to warn you about an aspect that's coming up on the 18th, 2 days after the full moon. The Sun will square Pluto. This is an important aspect that may cause military people to become very decisive and stubborn all at the same time. Even though they can anticipate the consequences, they may decide that things have gone too far and that they need to respond. In looking at the United States chart, this may be a time when we finally decide to take more aggressive action against Russia. We have a lot of support for this, or we will have at that time a lot of support for this, and our allies will definitely support us in this endeavor. There may be a great deal of manipulation behind the scenes at this point, as well as a lot of conversations that we are not aware of. Fortunately, Uranus is not involved with this arrangement, nor is Mars, but I'm afraid that Neptune is, and that may mean a prolonged engagement for our military. So be sure to watch my next video all about the full moon in Libra, and then the astrology from the Libra full moon up until the next new moon. I'll also be doing videos about the leaders of the Ukrainian conflict, Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelensky. Thank you for watching, sharing, and subscribing, and I will see you next time.